Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Hearthstone. So, we've got 3 new quests. Let's see. We have Paladin and Priest, Paladin and Warrior deal 100 damage to enemy heroes. We can't change this one, so let's change this one. Paladin and Warrior. Good. So we have a nice overlap here of 5 games between Paladin and Warrior and do 100 damage to enemy heroes. It would be very difficult to not get that done pretty easily. We had a watch and learn quest again. These are coming fast and furious now. So there's 5 cards. See what they are. It's getting to the point where we shouldn't really spend any real time on this because... Ooh, that's interesting. So, pretty much all those cards were new. In at least the sense that I got 2 of them. So, we're filling out that setup. No dust at all for that one. We have a new Tavern Brawl, and we are at rank 22, I'll just mention, but let's go into the Tavern Brawl now.
There's a new set of crazy rules each week.
This is the great summoner competition. Summoners across the world have come to compete. When you cast a spell, a random minion of the same cost is summoned for you. And we'll get another pack for that. So pretty much definitely want to have this. We want to let's see, cast spells, I suppose. It's not too cold. Was I reading that right? Do I want the spells to cost less? I'm not sure. Ice Barrier, Flame Walker, this one, this one, this one, 2 of those. Take a couple polymorphs, Flame Strike, Dragon's Breath, Wet 30, deal 4 damage. So take that out, put that in. Okay, so when you cast a spell, a random minion of the same cost will be there. So do I need any minions at all? I want to keep that one. We'll get rid of that one. And spells. There we go. So we have a deck here we've made that is just spells. Let's see if that works. So except for the Mana Wraith or the Magic Wraith, I think it's called Mana Wraith actually. We have nothing.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You
I
asked
have
for
no
it.
idea what
My
will show up
magic will
over
tear
here.
you apart.
Let's see. But let's. I think you'd be pretty silly. Oh, I do have a Sorcerer's Apprentice. Why do I have? I thought I took that out. Oh well. We'll do this.
Hello.
So you definitely want to play as the mage here. This over here is gonna just be random nightmare stuff. If I summon this,
Just like you.
and then do this, I will get just a 0 cost.
Job's done.
Whenever your secret is played, gain +1/+1. Okay. So by making it cheaper, I now have created this situation where I won't get as good of cards. Oh well. Still looks like we're gonna win though. Did want to go over here to the options. Oh, you can't even change the card backs anymore. I forgot that's in the collection. Freeze a minion and do 1 damage to them. I'll do this. Let's do this. Hungry crab. And this.
Job's done.
And end our turn.
You might feel a little tingle.
If anything, that only helps. Thank him. Let's see, do I want to destroy 1?
I've got a huge.
2 more turns I can play Flame Strike, get a level 7 character. Starting to get some high-end guys. And if you play Control here, you could definitely, in this situation, have them in trouble. Because if they're summoning things, then they have the wait period, and if you kill them, so we summon this, the Mana Wraith. Play this.
Feel the power.
And then we attack the base. Ice, pretty good move. Should have done more freezing spells. I think I did as many as I could, but should have thought more towards the lines of freezing them. Next turn we can do Flame Strike. Do I have a level 10 spell? Honestly, there are cards he could play to make spells cost more, and if that were the case, then I would get even above a level 10. I don't think you could get up to the level 20 legendary card. It would be difficult. Here we go. Flame Strike. Valorn, a 9-7.
War.
Got him down to 5 to 30. Hasn't been able to do anything. I can do 6 here. We'll be cruel. We'll
My
just
magic will tear you
threaten
apart.
now.
May my
My
ancestors.
magic will tear you
Oh yeah,
apart.
you're gonna threaten me? I use the threaten intentionally.
I serve the Fire Lord.
To let you know you're gonna lose, and you try to threaten me.
My magic will tear
Oh,
you
now you're gonna threaten me when you already lost. Wow, what a fool! What a fool! It's real big to make threats when you've lost. And so we've got another pack. Let's see what we can do with this. I might only have one of those. I might only have one of those. But we really are getting close, it feels like, to the point where we're just 2 cards disenchanted immediately. It does feel like we're starting to get them all. We may have to start thinking along the lines of, even by the time we reach our goal of 4,600 gold, we may not actually even want to be purchasing classic card packs. We may want to immediately just go into regular card packs, the Goblins versus Gnomes card packs, I mean. And if there are cards over here, I can't see them because I have a window in the way. So this is the newest one. I don't even like it. We'll stick with it, I suppose, if it's the newest one. That's kind of the whole problem with this whole card back thing, is if you get a new card back, if you're a loyal player like I am, whether I want to be a loyal player or not, you get a new card back every month, so you want to get a month's worth of use out of it, and that's pretty much it. That's the last time you'll ever use it. Alright, so that's the Tavern Brawl. We could do more Tavern Brawls if we wanted to. We're at 4180 right now. We don't do arenas on days we do Tavern Brawls, so we'll do arena next time. Which, regardless, means pretty much we're going to start doing arenas a lot less than even how we had been doing them before. Paladin and Warrior, which I think, because the Paladin is at maximum, means this is going to all be on the Warrior side. I've played offline a little bit and got to rank 20, so we can just stick on casual and play that for 4 more games, and then that will be an episode. Sorry for yawning. Been having a heck of a time trying to maintain proper work hours as far as not staying up way into the night and playing video games. Which is, even if you can do that, you really shouldn't do it, because there's just far too many people in the world that don't do that. Far too many businesses that aren't open 24/7. Far too many services that won't help you. Just like customer service things and all of that. So when you have to deal with other people in the world, which sadly you pretty much are going to have to, you get stuck in a situation where you have to work a 9-to-5 job even if you set your own hours. Let's see. We'll do this. So, I've been recording the Telltale series. I did Jurassic Park, I may have mentioned that last recording session. After that, I did Game of Thrones up to the point where they've released, because the games are episodic, which is not something I particularly would want it to be. I'd rather that they just finish the game and then release it. Let's see. Let's bring this guy out.
Battle commencing.
So, yeah, I did Game of Thrones, I did Tales of the Borderlands. Both of those are stuck waiting for the next level. But Game of Thrones, well, Jurassic Park's very last episode had the Jurassic Park song on it. No real surprise there that somebody is claiming they own that. And then Game of Thrones has the music, at least somewhat similar to the music of the intro of Game of Thrones in it. So the first episode there
Someone called.
is claiming that. And then Tales from the Borderlands, one I wouldn't have really suspected this from, has like a full-on attempt at a soundtrack in it of,
Job's done.
I guess, pop music, new pop music. So straight up, every of the 3 episodes I do, there was a song playing prominently over the intro and prominently over the credits, all of which is technically fair use because I'm reviewing the game, I'm reviewing the song. I even mention the songs intentionally when they come up and talk about them. So all of that's fair use, but then nobody cares. And YouTube doesn't care, and their system has an inherent flaw in it that people can claim it and get money whether they own it or not. That should not be the case at all. And that is not in the DMCA, that is just some stupid system they made.
Speak to me.
If they had instead just
Back to work.
if they had instead of
Job's done.
letting people claim and get money from it, said you can claim it and you can have it taken down, but that's your only option, which is all the DMCA requires, that is perfectly fine. And there's actually 3 options. They can claim it and track it so they could get stats, which would be helpful for real owners, and that I really don't have a problem with that. Or they just put their content in the system since it's what exists now. But honestly, it should just go away. YouTube doesn't need to do the content ID. It just it was extorted into doing it by big companies like Viacom. And I don't even know why Viacom wanted it. They should just say take it down. But because there's this option that people can claim they own it and they can put ads on it and make money from it, it opened the floodgates to fraud. Even fraud perpetrated by the people who actually own the rights holder. Because it's still fraud if someone is criticizing and reviewing it and using it under fair use for people to go in there and say, no, that's not fair use, and thus and because of such, because we say it's not,
It's time for a little blood.
we get money, and or you can appeal it again, but we'll just reject your appeal again, and then the video will get taken down, and you, at least how it's worded in YouTube instructions, you will absolutely get a content strike. And oh, by the way, you can only appeal 3 things at once. So when I put up a whole series that has 5 episodes, and in each episode there's 2, that's not enough.
Battle commencing.
You should be able to appeal. Well, you have a right. If it's like a court system, you should be able to appeal them all. Shouldn't have a limit. I have 1,000 videos on my thing, and 990 have not been content ID'd by anybody. You'd think that would get you somewhere. Show a level of stability that this isn't just a fraudulent account that's posting music videos or something like that. But the whole system is messed up. The whole system. They should have never allowed other people to monetize. They should say, if you claim this is yours, we'll take it down. If the video gets taken down as a publisher, as a person, it should be, your account shouldn't get strikes per se.
I wonder.
I think they shouldn't do anything, really.
Who you want me
Because if somebody was making a fraudulent YouTube account and they were just putting up like downloaded stolen music videos, they would just all get caught by a content ID system that just took them down. So it would become completely not worth anybody's time to try that. And it should be a percentage of your videos put up. The length of time you put up. If somebody immediately puts up a music video as their first video, yes, then that account should be looked at, and there should be some more consideration about terminating that account. But for someone like me, where this happens very relatively rare, although way too often, really still, and because it's a nuisance I shouldn't have to put up with at all. But for someone like me, it should be like, oh, okay, we'll take it down. Of course, I have the opportunity to do that. In their new system to remove audio, I have the opportunity to, if somebody claims just the audio portion, I have the opportunity to take it down. I have the opportunity to take a video and edit it, edit out portions people are claiming. But then that puts more work on me, and it really messes with my videos when I really have a legal defense. But the whole system's messed up, terrible, and it's so frustrating. Super frustrating. I wish I didn't have to talk about it. I wish it wouldn't happen. Honestly, doing these Telltale games is a new avenue for me. And if you claim fair use on music things, they just automatically reaffirm it. They don't look at it. There's no way they look at it. They'd have to have teams of millions of people for all the content IDs on there. So they're violating YouTube's system completely, which particularly says you're not supposed to automate the process, but that it's exactly what they're doing. They automate the reaffirmations, and if they're
Yeah,
automating the
this is
reaffirmations,
Uther.
then they will
I will
automate the next
fight
thing.
with honor. Victory or death.
And there's no point in which it seems YouTube never for a second says that they'll have any unbiased party look at it. No, it's always just we're not gonna put our things. This is a real problem in the copyright law too, which in a bigger argument, copyright has long since failed to serve the public's interest. It probably never served the public's interest at all. But it has long since stopped even doing as much as little as it used to. I think it should be the government. If the government is going to stick to laissez-faire, buyer beware stuff, it should just also be a fair thing in the form of copyrights and corporate secrets that it is seller beware too. It should not be the government's job or interest to protect a corporation's methodology for making something or not, or their license. More and more it's just the small images or music they make. Not only would that improve most people's lives, because if you were, say, an artist and the company you work for decided to fire you, they would have no recourse, legal or otherwise, to stop you from drawing the exact same things you'd always been drawing, the things that you as an artist were actually creating, regardless of what stupid contracts say they actually own everything you did. Because corporations should not own a skill. That they should get what they get while you're working for them, and that's it. So people who made a Disney movie could, if they were fired, go make a movie that looks exactly like a Disney movie the next day. And that should heavily encourage people not to fire people for ridiculous reasons. So it would be better for the common man. If you are a chemist and you know how to make pills for cancer, well, it's up to your corporation to keep that formula secret. And if you as a chemist feel like your corporation is charging too much for these pills and making ridiculous profits, well then you can quit and go make it for some other company. All of a sudden both those scenarios help the public interest a lot more than money-grubbing corporate profits that are the real interest behind copyright these days. And I'm sure there could be examples where copyright still probably would be better if it was still around, but I can't think of really any. I mean, when I make these videos, I'm a creator. In theory, my commentary, at least here, is copyrightable. So somebody could take my videos without a well, as a little person, copyright doesn't protect me at all, because I'd have to go sue somebody if somebody was downloading my videos and just posting them up anyways. And so as a little person who will almost always certainly be a little person, I'll never have the funds or time or resources otherwise to sue that person, so I have no real protection from copyright, even though technically I might have it. So why should I even look at that thing? Even if I became a super big person, why should I really even bother with it? Isn't it better that I achieve the goal that I claim I have to inform and criticize and review? So if people are taking my videos and republishing them, are they not just in perhaps a way that they may not even realize doing the same thing? Are they not helping me?
Reporting for duty.
Sure. As part of how I put up my videos, I try to get some advertising revenue to live off of, but the problem with almost all arguments are, I need this to live, so I have to do these things that are probably not good for society to live, because we are in a society that says I need money to live. The real problem here is, as capitalist societies do not think people deserve to live unless they have money. That's really where capitalism boils down to. There's really no argument to it. A capitalist says a person who has no money deserves to starve in the street and die. And until you can get away from that thought and say people deserve to be able to meet their basic needs, which are needs that are always growing because we want to improve the quality of life for everybody. So basically, we don't need shoes, but very few people would actually say that people shouldn't have shoes. And, so you need to, when you start thinking that way, basically people don't need a internet, but in reality, to function in a modern first world society, you do need internet. You absolutely need an internet to check emails. There's very few jobs out there where you can walk up, get an application, fill it out without a phone number, an address, and the internet. So that means the basic needs by today's high standards, which is a reflection of us slightly improving, is we need an address, which means we need someplace to live. We need an email, which means we need to have the internet, and we need a phone number, which means we need to have a phone service. So yeah, those are basic needs by today's standards, surprisingly enough. And so getting back to the argument, once we start saying people inherently deserve to have the new basic needs filled, regardless of whether they have money or not, then we can start stripping away a lot of these ridiculous protections like copyright and corporate rights in general, and corporations are people ridiculousness. All of that can start going out the window when we say we are about people, real people, not corporations, getting their basic needs met. We are not about having a vast minority prosper at the heavy expense of the majority. And that's really what copyright is. It is about a vast minority suffering and not being able to make and enjoy art, which should be free. Any real artist will tell you art should be free and be available and promoted as much as possible. It's a very, very new and ridiculous concept for artists, or people claiming to be artists. You can definitely see a lot of this in the music industry. People who want to just sing, arguably a lot of them want to be super popular. If they want to be rich, they're going to be sorely disappointed. But they go to these music industries, and before they've even signed their sung their first note, they are millions of dollars into debts and loans for the music industries, which keeps them so indebted to them that if the 1 in a million chance actually does get past that major debt and becomes popular enough,
Job's done.
it swings so fast and so far that they go from, oh, I just want my audience, my music to be free and people to hear me sing, to, oh, now I need to make $1 million just to pay back the $1 million I owe, to, oh, now that I've made it and am one of the few
My magic
super
will tear you apart.
super famous singers, now I need to make $1 million to make up for the $1 million I had to pay. Now I need to make another $1 million for the $1 million I just spent. By the time you're rich, your head is so spinning for most of these people that they have completely forgotten their original thought of they just want to be a musician and sing. And art really suffers for that, because there's a lot of people, a lot of wiser people. You don't see a lot of wise old people becoming singers. You see young, foolish people, which is ageist, certainly, but it's what I see go into that industry. So there could be a lot more singers out there if we were in a system of just let them sing. That's all it's got to be, is let them sing. You can't, there's nowhere where you can get your voice out there in the vast. YouTube is about the best option, really. If you go on one of those shows, like if you go on one of the singing shows like America's Got Talent or something, you sign away some contract which gets right back to copyright, where you say all that belongs to the production company, the TV station, or the TV station. So all of them in singing and expressing themselves lose everything that they would want, giving it back to a vast minority. It's really just nasty, nasty spirals, black holes, really. Our society has become just this land field of wherever you step, whatever you try to do, everything is some scam, some scheme to make sure the somebody who's rich will get richer, and somebody like you who isn't rich, because guess what, you're not, and you probably never will be in the way our society will be. A lot of people still feel like they're going to be rich someday, and then they'll side with rich people. And let me tell you straight, unless you have a rich father or mother, unless you're going to inherit money, you're never going to be rich. You never are. It's not going to happen. So I don't know why people there's the thought that you can make it someday. It's not gonna happen. It won't.
Speak to me.
Anyways, I'm starting to get tinfoil foil hatty paranoid about it, but it's really the truth. Yeah, so copyright and content ID sucks. I suppose to get back to the YouTube thing, just dispute it, and then if they reaffirm it, I would say edit the audio out. If you can remove the song through the automated process, that's great. If you have to actually go into the video editor and cut the whole section of the video, do that. Whatever it takes. Don't let people monetize on your videos. Make it, we as a YouTube society, everybody that posts to YouTube needs to not let a single penny go to these people. They need to get to the point where it is completely not worth their time to even have an automated system running.
To work. My shield for Argon.
Guess I'll draw a new card.
Job's done.
So as soon as you get a claim, immediately dispute it. If they reaffirm it, remove the videos. It is crucial. I would recommend everybody post videos. It's gonna be hard when you start out, but it won't be that hard if you really stick with it. But I would recommend everybody post videos within over 30 days of when you want to post them. Now, how can you be relevant for things like that? You really can't, but I would still recommend that. I would say have videos that you can that are 30 days, because then if you dispute something, and it has been in my case, people have, you disputed it and then they just don't respond to it for 30 days, well then you can come back, and when it's ready to be released, it's already through that nightmare, it's ready to go.
Whoops. Whoops.
I don't know why this one's saying whoops. Oh, because of that. And never affirm anything. And what's really messed up about the whole content ID thing is if you just click the OK button, it will say you agreed with it, which is like, no you didn't. That's just YouTube trickery. I mean, whose side are you on, YouTube? It seems like you're on the other side when you should just be on your own side. But when you click an OK button, that is in no way a affirmation, and in every single other part of YouTube, when you're dealing with this stuff, it is totally, you have to check 3 check boxes and type in your name to affirm this. But if you want to just admit guilt, all you have to do is click the OK to close the screen. And that is bull. That is bull. Whatever. If anybody has any real knowledge, if they've been through this and they could help me, but I take some advice. But my fear, the way everything is worded, the way it's all written, seems to indicate if I pursued fighting beyond just the initial dispute. I might get my channel locked out. I might not be able to post videos for a very long time, which is unacceptable. I also need recommendations for at least 10 terabytes of free backup, online backup. It is a ton of space, I know. It doesn't have to be fast, but I need to get my videos backed up somewhere that's not YouTube or Google. Sure, I could have a backup channel and put videos there, but I think YouTube would be able to find them and still delete them if the copyright strikes started coming. So I need something completely away from Google and YouTube. This is also reason why I probably need to do a Patreon. As I get more viewers, I will definitely evaluate that. But to get the money side, where people would donate money to me through Patreon, which is away from Google, so if Google decides they want to close my account, I could go to a different site and not have to redo the money site. Or if Google decides they don't want to pay what they owe me because they closed my account, then that's a good idea to cover my bases. So that I will definitely reevaluate that. Anyways, sorry for ranting, sorry for complaining. That's it for this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me right now, click on my name Rydo and click the blue button that says support this channel on the right. That's still the way to go for now, and it would still definitely be appreciated having more money out there. If I was getting enough donations, a 5 terabyte old hard drive isn't super expensive. It's only about $150. I could see myself, if I was getting $150 every 6 months, buying one of those, backing up videos just locally. That would be the cheapest and fastest and easiest way to do it, but it's something I can't do right now. It's still just a struggle to get games, so buying hardware is even a bigger struggle. On top of buying a hard drive every 6 months, I need to get a better microphone, I need to get better soundproofing, I need to work on things like that. Also, follow me on local social services like Facebook and Twitter and all of that. More fans I get there, the more I will have a fan base that is not tied into YouTube. If YouTube deleted my account tomorrow, I'd lose all my subscribers. So I need all my subscribers to either be following me on Twitter or Facebook or something else. Probably not even Google Plus would be good enough if YouTube and Google in general decided to delete everything. There's way too much in the YouTube's hands right now, and I would definitely like to spread everything around. So having my fans subscribe to me on YouTube helps me get more views on YouTube. I need that way first, but second, I need all my fans to follow me on something else too, because if my account gets locked, I almost certainly wouldn't have the ability to post anything on the account telling people what to do, as go check out this, go check out that. I suppose I might go to Twitch streaming and try that out if all that happened. However, I'm gonna work really hard so none of this happens, and so far I'm managing it. I don't want to be managing it, but it sucks. It really sucks. YouTube sucks. Their systems suck, and they need to revise it and rethink it. Maybe with the YouTube gaming new site that they're coming out with, they'll stop enforcing a lot of this stuff in the ways they're doing it. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.